Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our live stream today. My name is May, and I'm part of the marketing and recruitment team at De Montfort University. We are here today to talk about postgraduate study, and I've got two students who will be joining me, and we're going to ask them a few questions. And please do let us know if you can see and hear us in the live chat, and if you have any questions as well, do put them in the chat, and we'll ask our students for you. So we're going to introduce our two students, Philip and Vidathri.
Hello.
Hi, Philip. Hi, Vidathri.
Hi, how are you doing?
How are you both?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining me today. So we're going to have a little chat about postgraduate study and in particular remote learning and how you've found learning remotely for the both of you on your different courses. So first of all, if I can find out a little bit about yourself and what course you're studying. So Philip, what course are you studying at the moment?
At the minute, I am currently part of the International Film Production postgraduate course. So what that entails is learning about film in the most practical way possible. So we've been shooting scenes, and we were hoping to do at least 2 short films as part of a group and individually. Until lockdown hit, obviously. So that was really the premise of the course, just learning about film in the most practical way possible.
Fantastic, thank you. And Vidathri?
I am doing my master's in investigative journalism, endorsed by the Channel 4. And so about this course, this has given me a complete practical experience of how to be an investigative journalist and to become a wonderful documentary filmmaker, opening every possibility. For an international student, I think this is one of the finest and best opportunity I've ever had so far in my academics.
Oh, yes, of course, you're an international student as well, aren't you? So where are you at the moment?
I'm in India now.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
Home.
Brilliant. And of course, Philip is home student, so you're based in the UK, is that right?
I am just a little bit outside Leicester, so yeah, I haven't gone far, but very much sort of housebound, except for that 1 hour where we're allowed out to get a bit of exercise, so I've been making use of that.
Of course, absolutely. So let me start by asking you both why you picked De Montfort University. So Philip, shall we start with you? So why DMU? And well, you've already explained a little bit why Leicester. It's quite local for you.
Yeah, so I've grown up in Leicester. I'm from Leicester, born and bred, but really when I first started as my undergraduate course and then went into the postgraduate thing, the main thing I was looking at was I wanted to do something practical with studying film. So that meant either contributing to making a film or making a film myself. And one of the great things about the undergraduate course was that in the second year, you got to make a short film as part of a group. And then in the third year, you got to make your own film. And I actually made a documentary film about a mate's band, which was great. I really enjoyed that. And surprisingly enough, I got a first in it, so it was even better. And then the natural progression onto that was the master's course, where we could again make a group film as part of the second semester and then do our own individual project with the help of the other students in the third semester. So that was really the deciding factor. And in the decision-making process between my third and fourth year, I was looking at what I could do. DMU was only one of not even a handful of universities that actually provide that practical film course. So the decision making was sort of done then and there, really. I thought DMU is probably the best way to go because they offer that.
Fantastic. So yeah, very easy decision for you then, seeing as it is one of the few universities that offer what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And what about you, Vidathri? Why did you choose De Montfort, and how have you found Leicester?
Leicester, first I'll talk about Leicester. Leicester has been a wonderful place. So, moving all the way from home, not leaving my home for the past 23 years, moving all the way to another country, new place, new law, new rules, new people. I was so worried, and this I was very nervous to first in the very first 2 3 weeks. When the time passed, the people from the UK were so warm and then so were welcoming, and then I felt Leicester to be so peaceful, just my place, the university, people around. I never felt I was away from home. It felt so nice being in Leicester, and traveling to Leicester from a developing country. First, I was so worried about the prices and everything. I felt everything would be so expensive. It would be very hard for me to work overtime and then earn my money, eat my bread. But it was not like that. There were wonderful and variety options of supermarkets where you can find good food, healthy food for best prices. So everyone who is watching this live or the recorded version, you need to know one simple thing. An Indian student, all the way from here, living in the UK is really hard thing, but I have managed to do that, and I'm really happy about it. And talking about DMU, it kind of gives me a an overwhelming feeling. I'm like so happy, first of all, because in my undergraduation, I had touched every other path: communications, a radio jockey, a runner, and everything, a writer, a content writer, each and everything. But when I've read the MA Investigative Journalism program in the DMU website, it felt, I mean, like I have a course which has everything that I want, something which I was dreaming of, something which I wanted to make: a documentary films, investigative journalism, showing the truth to the public, you know, making the society better. These were my dreams, and to achieve these dreams, a person would need a certain amount of exposure, a certain amount of contacts, and a wonderful experience at the same time, a very good education. So all these things, I've literally read everything in the website, and I was so happy. It was so good for me to apply for the DMU, this program, and then it was wonderful. It was wonderful so far.
That's fantastic. So for the both of you, then, the course is really offered exactly what you were looking for. So that's wonderful to hear that. That's exactly how you found it. So fantastic. And obviously Leicester, a very multicultural, diverse, and friendly city to live and work in as well. So fantastic. So yes, I just wanted to ask you both as well. How did you find the first few weeks of lockdown, learning in particular, compared to now? So Philip.
It was certainly a shock. Up until then, I was part of a group who we were hoping to go out and start doing a week's worth of filming, like the week after. So when we got the news that we'd have to stay inside for a predetermined amount of time, it was sort of a bit disheartening, to say the least. So the change did need to sort of get used to, but I think the key thing for me, sort of getting used to it, was sort of having some sort of plan, some sort of structure or schedule that you could keep to. So while we were waiting to see whether we could actually go forward with our filming, I knew that I also had a written piece of assessment that I had to do with all the filming and the pre-production stuff that we had done. So I started averaging out, so how many words do I have to do per day to comfortably get towards the hand-in date, and just made sure that I did that amount of words each day, and then read back what I'd done the previous few days. So that just sort of kept me going a little bit. I think that the main thing throughout those 3 months was structure, just thinking these are the things that I want to get done today, and then setting aside a certain amount of time to getting it done.
That's great. Yeah. So you've mentioned there, having structure, having routine, and just kind of breaking it down into chunks of things that you can do in the time. So that's really helped you. That's brilliant. So you've given a few tips there as well as to how you've made it work. Fantastic. And how about you, Vidathri? Particularly being international as well. How did you find lockdown learning, and what kind of support did DMU offer?
Yes. So the first phase was moving all the way to another country and exploring and experiencing those all new things. I was getting used to those filming because in my course we make documentaries, we make investigative documentary films. So as Philip said, we are used to go out, meet different people, capture, uh, shoot some GVs and everything. So being a journalist, it's really hard to be at one place and get the required footage or getting the required interviews without moving from your home, which is a really hard thing for a journalist to do. So when I was getting used to these kind of things and it was locked down and I had no clue and no idea what I'm going to do, but the support I got from the DMU, the support I got from my professor is splendid. I have a plan which I can only make sure it happens when everything is normal. But I don't have a plan in the lockdown. So I spoke to my professor. I took support from the DMU. They helped me to plan accordingly how a journalist can work remotely, how a student can make documentaries. And now that is a plus point, which I can add to my cover letter or which I can add to my resume, my CV, saying I have made documentaries, I have made news stories, sitting at home, going nowhere, taking virtual interviews, speaking to people over telephone and everything. So it is always nice and good to have a plan B because we have no idea what is going to happen tomorrow. So I had a plan, it didn't work out, but the plan B really helped me. It is not so very different from the plan A, but very simple minor changes, and the way your thinking changes, the way your perspective over things change, the way your thinking capacity change, these things help you to develop to be a better person or to be a better professional anytime. So having a plan B, being not sticking to what you have, finding your ways, using different styles, all these things helps you to be a better professional anytime. So all these things was was done by my professor who really helped me to achieve these things. He was very supportive. DMU was very supportive, and he was always in contact. He was always uh, helpful to each and every simple or stupid question we have.
Brilliant. So yeah, really good to hear that you weren't on your own. You had lots of support from DMU and the professors, and that's fantastic. So Vidathri, did you have any sort of study routines or anything like that? Anything practical that you can tell us? Any sort of things that kept you productive? When you were feeling a little bit, I'm not sure where I should head with this. Anything else you can tell us?
Yes, as Philip said, a schedule is really, really, really important. So you have a plan, break it down, and then see it from a different perspective. If you can't find a solution to a question, either stop thinking about it, go out, have a walk, then come back, or take a hot shower, come back, look at your work with fresh eyes. This gives you wonderful ideas. This helps you to be more productive. And if you're working on something and you can't, in suppose you're writing something, you have writer's block, you can't do anything else because you're stuck there, don't worry about it. Just go with the flow. Just you don't have to worry about the professional language you're using. You don't have to worry about the exact terms you need to use. You don't have to worry about the topic you need to stick into. You can do any other thing except the work you're doing, which really helps you to come back and look at the work with fresh eyes. And then this helps you to be more productive and gives you really, really interesting and creative ideas and work.
Can I add something onto that? This is something
Yes,
really.
I was just going to come back and say, do you have anything else to add to that?
Yeah, well, just to sort of sum up what Dathri was saying was one of the things that I've been learning about on my course, slogan that sort of keeps rising up about script writing, but also applies to sort of written assessments and journalism is don't get it right, get it written. So get everything that you think you need to have on the page, whether it's like a written assignment or whatnot, get it written. Worry about it afterwards in the redrafting, because you'll feel a lot better when you see all those words up on your screen and you think, right, it's a 2,000 word assessment, it's 2,500 words, but it's odds on that a lot of the stuff that you've just waffled on, you'll be able to put down in a more succinct sentence once you start to think about it. So yeah, that's
absolutely
what I'd advise as well.
So really good advice there. Yeah, literally get something down and then fine tune it and tweak it later, and you will feel a lot better than being faced with a blank page. And I think that goes with whatever course you're studying, whatever subject area it is. Yeah, I think the same applies, definitely. So some really good advice there. So so for everybody watching, do ask any questions that you might have. We've got Vidathri and Philip here, you know, both ready and able to answer all the questions that you might have. So yeah, please do put them in the chat if you have any questions. So yeah, so I wanted to ask, come back to you, Philip, and ask you on your particular course, was there any ways that sort of any virtual means of staying connected with university?
So within the first few weeks of lockdown, where things were sort of up in the air about what was going to happen, I think more or less every week, my group and our tutors were in contact with what was going to happen. Obviously, my group of students had their own sort of Facebook chat, and we could sort of ask our own questions on there, what might be happening and whatnot. And then every week we'd have a catch up with our tutors and find out what was going on, what the options were. And then I think once it was sort of accepted that this was going to go on for a longer amount of time, and we were given the alternative assessments that we could do, there were specifically designed sort of online lectures that would be given out. So we'd be given a Zoom link and say starts at this time and then ends at this time, and then it'd be to do with this latest assessment or what we would have been learning about sort of 6 weeks later. So we just push forward things. So for me, I didn't have any problems with sort of learning online or anything like that. It's all very helpful.
Brilliant, that's good to hear. So yeah, so lots of support there again, and just keeping connected and just making sure you're in touch and talking to everybody that you need to be. So just touching on that as well, that you know the extra support that's available, not just practical work and you know course related. If anybody's struggling you know with anything else at all, whether it be well-being, physical well-being, mental well-being, that kind of thing. Vidathri, is there any other support for students you know that might be struggling with other areas?
Yes. So if there is any issue you have, could be a physical well-being or the mental well-being, you have student societies, you can speak to them, you can talk to them, or you have DMU well-being, you have healthy DMU, where you can book one-to-one appointments with the professionals, with the experts, with the counselors who can sit and talk to you for longer time, how much time you want to, and then you can just open up what is exactly happening to you, and with utmost privacy. So your information is safe, your privacy is safe. You can let out everything and then come back with a happy face, a happy smile.
Brilliant. Yeah, so the support is there, not just from the professors about the course and things like that, but obviously anything else that you might need.
Could I add something onto that as well?
Absolutely.
Honest to God, don't be afraid to ask for help. The number of times is where I've thought not sure about something, but your tutors are there to help. Even your fellow students, from my experience, they're happy to help as well. So a brief message or a brief email to someone can make the world a difference.
Absolutely. So just reach out, and there'll be somebody there to help you. Absolutely, with any aspect.
People out there are working for you, working for your betterment, working for a bright and happy future. You have them every time, anytime. If you're busy one day, you don't have to worry about it. If you missed your appointment, don't worry about it. Don't be afraid to get back. You don't even have to say why you weren't available at the booked appointment. You just one sorry, and then you can have another appointment, and you can have another session as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's all flexible, and we're there to help. Yep, fantastic, brilliant. So also the other help and support that we offer as well is obviously on the employability side as well. So obviously towards the end of studies, no matter what course you're doing, we also offer sort of placement help, internships, that kind of thing. So Philip, can you tell us a little bit about what DMU offers in terms of that?
So it's summed up in just the title of DMU Works. I think more or less every week I get an email through from the careers and employment team about stuff that is on offer, and it's more or less tailored to the subject or the theme of the subject that you're studying. One of the success stories of it was I spoke to a guy called Stuart, who was on the same course as me a few years ago, and I had a one-to-one meeting with him, just asking for a bit of advice, thinking, what could I do just before I went in to study my postgraduate course. And he said that he'd managed to get on an internship with a production company, and he did that for about 12 months, I think, and then he was due to go into the postgraduate course, but it turns out that the internship actually wanted him for a second year. So then he actually had to make the sort of hard choices where do I stick with the work that I'm doing in the this practical work experience that he's getting, or do I go off and go back to DMU? Thankfully, he chose the latter, and he did make a few films, and now he's heading up his own production company, I think. But it is sort of invaluable experience if you can get onto one of these courses, and they say the best way of learning is doing. So what better way to do it?
Absolutely, fantastic. So great story then. Thanks for sharing that with us. And Vidarthri, any experience of DMU Works on your course?
Yeah. So first about DMU Works, you have these simple options as well about your CV guide, your career fairs. There's so many companies out there partnered with DMU. So you have the career fairs where you can book onto the online streaming, or you can book onto the one-to-one appointments. You can speak to the companies, you can speak to their professional staff, and then you have those CV guides. If you have a CV which you think is not up to the mark, then you have a CV 360 option in the DMU Works and the My Gateway, where you can upload your CV and get a complete evaluation of your CV. So every small thing is covered in here at DMU. So if you have a doubt, just open the DMU website. Within a few minutes, or maybe after a few hours, you will find a solution, and I guarantee it. And coming back to my experience, doing this course, we of course had a great opportunity to go out, shoot, meet different people, build up our contacts. At the same time, we had this wonderful work experience opportunity. I worked in a biggest production company in London, as the MA Investigative Journalism course is endorsed by Channel 4, and was Dorothy Bryan who referred us to the production companies, and we have this opportunity to go to London, 2 weeks of work experience, meet different documentary filmmakers, investigative journalists, reporters, have the real life experience there, touching each and every department there. You get to work how you would do as a normal professional. So I think all these opportunities are simply beautiful, because you explore, you have this sort of experience, you learn from your mistakes. They are there to teach you how something is done very professionally. So these things really helped me to be a better journalist, and I'm always grateful for that.
Wow, fantastic. So yes, some great couple of stories there from both of you there, to all about DMU work. So do check out the website, that's been scrolling along the bottom of the screen there. So yeah, do have a look to find out a bit more about that kind of support as well. So we're coming towards the end of the live stream now. So we've just got time for a couple more questions. One of the things I wanted to ask you was, obviously we're in lockdown at the moment, but what can you tell us about campus, and what do you most look forward to about returning to campus? Philip?
I think the socialising aspect is a big one. I'm hoping to do a short film when I return in February, so I can do as much as the practical aspect of filmmaking. So I'm going to get a small team of fellow students and friends to help me out with that. A meal out or a drink will be nice as well, just sort of have a laugh with everyone. So I think that's really the thing I'm looking for, the food court and all the various other things that DMU offers.
Fantastic. Yeah, so yeah, we have got a very busy, vibrant campus, haven't we? So yeah, we're all looking forward to sort of heading back to there very soon. And what about you, Vidathri?
Yes. So it's not just about the day, the pubs or the food village. It's also about the night, the cool breeze, the sitting area outside the Vijay Patel building, the fresh breeze, looking at the screen of achievements of your co-students, your fellows. It's a wonderful opportunity to be on the campus, and it's so pleasant there. Also the opportunities we have, also the resources we have, the DMU library, those labs, because we, from the media, film production, the journalism courses, we need very sophisticated and expensive softwares. So all these labs we have are equipped with that, because for a student to get subscriptions or buy these softwares would be very, very expensive. But during your course and even after your course, for a certain period of time, until you're standard, until you're stabilized on your own and you afford something, you have these resources available. You have TMU library with various books and online learning services. At the same time, you have these wonderful labs, fully equipped, sophisticated, huge machines to work on, and then they literally take away your pressure and then make your work really simple and easy. I really miss being on the campus, because now it is a lockdown and we have our virtual classes running, and I have finished my course. I'm a graduate student now, but I'm really looking forward. Will plan something very soon to come back to the campus, maybe do a PhD there. I hope things go well.
Fantastic. Oh, that's lovely to hear that you're looking to return again to DMU to study further as well. Fantastic. Yeah. So we're just towards the end of the stream now, but just one very quick question. Any sort of final tips for anybody looking for a postgraduate course, but they haven't chosen the university yet? So any top tips from the both of you?
I think one of the things I would do is don't be afraid to sort of send an email to the heads of the course. From my experience, they're all sort of happy to help and send you any information that you're requesting. So by all means, do as much research as you want, but if you see something that takes your eye, don't be afraid to send an email, because it's odds on that you'll probably get a response.
Absolutely, yes. So do reach out to us, and yeah, we'll absolutely be in touch and answer any questions that you might have. Thank you, Philip. And Vidathri?
Yes, someone who wants to join the postgraduate course, have an idea of what you've done in your undergrad, list out things you're perfect at. If you have something in your mind, you're going to find that at TMU. You have something about a course, you have so and so things to do in your course, or maybe learn something or explore something, you can find them on the DMU website, and you can access each and every, as Philip said, May said, you have the DMU team, you have the admissions department, you have the head of departments, you have their emails, you have the contact address, everything. You can reach to them, you can write to them, and they're going to support you. Or you can you can watch live streams like these, you can visit the live chats, you can attend the virtual open days, you can book your virtual tours. You have all the options ready, set for you. All you need to do is plug and play.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, both. Lots of good advice there, and lots of first-hand experience. So I hope that has helped everybody watching. And, you know, if you have any further questions, we've actually got online chat available from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock later on today as well. So for any postgraduate students looking to study, do ask any questions on the online chat later on today, and we'll be there live to answer your questions. If you are booked on and you missed any of the earlier live streams about fees and finance, scholarships and careers, then you can go back and watch those as well. So I do hope you have enjoyed watching today, and thank you very much to Vidathri and Philip. Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
and thank you for joining us and watching today, and we do hope to see you very soon at DMU. Thank